Breaking tonight on DC News Now, the former FBI director facing criminal charges.
Comey's a bad person. He's a sick person. I think he's a sick guy, actually.
This just days after President Trump urged the Attorney General to prosecute him.
Plus, D.C. neighbors speaking face-to-face with U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro and MPD.
If you want safety in this jurisdiction, you will support what the president has done.
An update on D.C. crime numbers and a crackdown on teen crime.
We had some strong thunderstorms earlier. We should be quieting things down, and some areas of patchy fog overnight. More details coming up.
Concerns over immigration raids have some communities canceling Hispanic heritage events.
People are self-selecting when they go out and when they expose themselves.
But the festival in D.C. still happening this weekend.
We begin with breaking news. Former FBI Director James Comey charged with making false statements and obstruction of justice. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us at DC News Now at 10. I'm Susan Tran.
And I'm Chris Flanagan. This charge is coming just days after President Trump urged the Attorney General to prosecute Comey and other political opponents. Comey, now the first former senior government official facing prosecution related to the investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 election. The president and his supporters have repeatedly said the investigation was a hoax and witch hunt, but multiple government reviews show Moscow did interfere on behalf of the president's first campaign. Comey releasing a statement just a little while ago that reads in part, "My heart is broken for the Department of Justice, but I have great confidence in the federal judicial system and I am innocent."
The Attorney General posting on social media, "No one is above the law." Today's indictment reflects this Department of Justice's commitment to hold those who abuse positions of power accountable for misleading the American people. We will follow the facts in this case. Now we're going to turn our attention to the federal takeover of D.C. For a month, a district and nearly 3,000 federal officers and National Guard troops making thousands of arrests, including immigration enforcement. Now the community is learning about the results from the U.S. Attorney for D.C.
DC News Now's Yamari Sase was at the meeting and joins us live in Northwest. And Yamari, things got really heated for a while.
Yeah, that's right. One man definitely stood up and began yelling at U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro, and he had to be escorted out of the meeting. Now, beyond that disruption, there were a lot of topics discussed tonight, including crime, getting guns off the streets, juvenile prosecution, and also ICE being in these neighborhoods.
Look, please.
Because you're here for photo ops and for
No, that is not the reason.
Chaos broke out for a moment at the 3rd District Citizens Advisory Council meeting with U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro after one man felt he wasn't getting answers he wanted.
This is how they treat the public. They lie.
But that brief interruption didn't stop residents from voicing concerns, including immigration enforcement in their neighborhoods.
She's seeing some city of lawless people that need to be yanked off the streets, and I see a city of people who are trying to go about their lives, take their kids to school, do their jobs, and are being yanked off the street.
And there is a violation of the immigration law, and he sends ICE in response to that. That is what the law is, and that's what's going to be followed.
But public safety was top of everyone's minds. Pirro pointed to drops in crime since the federal police takeover. Homicides down 53%, robberies down 59%, and overall violent crime down nearly 40%. She also called for tougher laws to hold young offenders accountable.
But I do want young people who are committing violent crimes and repeatedly committing them, because it's time to make them accountable.
But not everyone left satisfied. Some felt their concerns were not addressed.
Having an atmosphere where people feel safe to take their kids to school, where people feel safe to go to work, where people feel safe to go to the police when you do sometimes need to go to the police, feel safe to go to the court and ask for a protection order against somebody who's beating them up. Those are also parts of public safety, and I did not hear from her that she's concerned about any of those.
Now, at the beginning of the meeting, Pirro did give a speech emphasizing that she is looking forward to working with the community. We're now reporting in Northwest D.C. I'm Yamari Sase, DC News Now.
All right, Yamari, thank you so much for that update. Now to developing news. President Trump signing an executive order to allow the death penalty in the district. According to the proclamation, it would apply to a person convicted of an especially egregious crime. D.C., of course, abolished the death penalty back in 1981.
All right, let's get a first check on the forecast as we take a live look outside of Northeast D.C. on this Thursday night. You can see the Basilica right there by Catholic University there off Michigan Avenue. We have a few lingering showers out there right now, but certainly nothing like we saw earlier this evening. It got a little toasty for a while there.
Yeah, Chief Meteorologist Jackie Lair is here. It has been a wet couple of days.
Yes, I mean, we've seen beneficial rainfall, so we'll take it. But yes, today we did have some stronger thunderstorms and some heavier downpours too, with some of the thunderstorms as well. Satellite and radar, though, showing us that cold front clearing the area, really pushing any of that wet weather off towards our east, or at least trying to. There are some showers that are down towards the Roanoke area, so we'll watch those, as those could skim right across southern Maryland. I would say closer to or a little bit after midnight tonight. A few of those showers right around Orange or even Fredericksburg. A couple of those could slide right across southern Maryland within the next couple of hours. But aside from that, should be drying things out. But we could see some patchy fog overnight tonight. Some of it could be dense at times. 8 miles of visibility right now in Frederick, down about a mile out towards Woodstock and Kaiser. So watch out for that low visibility threat out there tomorrow morning. Now there could be a few lingering light sprinkles out there early tomorrow morning, especially for areas closer to the coast where that cold front will likely linger. But aside from that, we're looking at some drier conditions out there tomorrow. We'll see more clouds than sun, but there could be some sunny breaks, allowing for those temperatures to warm up a little bit more out there tomorrow afternoon. However, we do have more rain on the way as we head towards the weekend. I'll go over those details, the timing, and also a look at that 7-day in just a few minutes.
All right, Jackie, we'll see you then. Developing now at 10, the northbound lanes of I-81 in western Maryland finally just reopened. They had been closed since 8:30 this morning following this deadly tractor-trailer crash. It happened near mile marker 2. That is in the Williamsport area. State police say a 36-year-old woman died in that crash. Now, one of the tractor-trailers ripped open, leaving barrels and wood just spread all across the highway, as you can see here. The 2 drivers of the tractor-trailers were taken to the hospital. Right now, we do not know the extent of their injuries.
Staying in Maryland, we now know the name of the woman killed in a hit-and-run crash Tuesday night. Montgomery County police say that Ganja Prajapati was left lying in the street right near Veers Mill Road. Police say they're still searching for a silver Audi, one like what you're seeing here on your screen. They do believe the car will likely have damage to its windshield and headlights. If you have any information, police want to hear from you.
Also in Montgomery County, an SUV crashing right into a restaurant in Gaithersburg. It happened in the Kentlands shopping area. Police say the driver damaged a brick wall. You can see it here, a light pole and a metal trash bin. The driver was evaluated for injuries but refused treatment.
I was wondering what was going on, like what happened, like how did it happen? Like he was trying to park or something, I don't know.
Seeing what we saw was really shocking at first, but then we were all like, oh, we're glad like they got the person out, that the wall was fine. There was, I don't want to say minimal damage, but not that severe.
Fire officials telling us there is no major structural damage, but an inspector will evaluate that building just to make sure. The recent surge in immigration raids forcing the cancellation of Hispanic Heritage Month celebrations.
The fear is so intense, in fact, that Montgomery County is no longer hosting its big festival that was scheduled for next month. DC News Now's Liberty Simmons has more on why so many families are saying it's just too risky.
Well, we are at Marion Friartown Plaza, which was supposed to hold the festival on October 12th, but not anymore. Intense fear among Hispanics and Latinos are forcing many of them to stay home.
Like, it's sad to see that we had to cancel our festival out of many for fear, basically.
What should have been a celebration of Hispanic and Latino contributions in Wheaton, Maryland is now clouded with fear over immigration enforcement.
People are self-selecting when they go out and when they expose themselves.
The increase in ICE raids are causing many Latino families to think twice. This man did not wish to be identified, but says his community is warning others about ICE.
I warned them. We also have a page that warns our community. We have text messages. We have a WhatsApp group to warn them.
What do you warn them?
Where ICE is, not to go to certain places.
Montgomery County says the Latino population has increased by more than 31% in the county since 2010, making Hispanics and Latinos more than 20% of the county's total population. The county is instead encouraging the community to come together for alternative events, including at some schools, which are eligible for $2,000 grants for smaller celebrations.
I think that's a good idea for now until things get better.
The county is also hosting a social media campaign from now until October 15th, where it will recognize and honor several county employees of Hispanic heritage. For now, in Wheaton, Maryland, Liberty Simmons, DC News Now.
Meanwhile, a celebration of Hispanic culture is happening this weekend in the district.
Yes, Fiesta DC is back for 2 days of fun. There will be live music, food, performances, and crafts. There's even a parade happening on Sunday. Organizers say they don't want to give in to fear and just want to make sure the district can continue to showcase and celebrate Latino culture.
Yesterday we had a great event. It was held in the district and we had a magnificent turnout. And I hope, and we hope as a community and as all the delegations that we're going to have a magnificent. Everybody's welcome. Let's come and enjoy, be a part of a celebration.
Festival is Saturday and Sunday from 11 in the morning till 7 in the evening. It is happening on Pennsylvania Avenue Northwest, right between 3rd and 7th Streets. And concerns over ICE arrests not stopping the Manassas Latino Festival from happening this weekend either. There will be live music, a lot of dance performances, tons of food, all happening in downtown Manassas. That festival kicks off Saturday at the Loy E. Harris Pavilion at 11 a.m.